B-girls are warriors. I have felt that since the moment I first stepped into the circle of dancers. I jump into a space where scrutiny is at its highest level. The closeness, the instant reaction, the possibility of humiliation hanging in the air.
It's hard when you go and you're having a good time and then you have somebody there looking at you and going...
And I'm a female, the one considered weak. So I have to show and prove every step of the way. Self-esteem must always be presented as a strong, aggressive front. Deep down is the pain and motivation. This is the journey, the path, the wrath of the women who stake a claim in this dance game, as seen through my eyes. I had always wanted to dance after I saw films like Fame, Flashdance, even The Sound of Music. I know it's corny, but even The Sound of Music. Those films called to me, you know, and even when I saw Ginger Rogers or Fred Astaire, there was something about that was already leaving an imprint on my soul. You know, when I first started, it was just about hanging out, being where it's at, you know, being popular. And as I started to get better, I just wanted to be like the best in the world, you know, and I wanted to show the guys that I could do the same thing that they were doing. So that's where that name came from, Rockin' the Fellas, you know, Rockefeller.
Wait a minute! You better tell them that the B-girl Rockefeller is on the ground breaking it down for you! You didn't think we could do that too? Yeah, it's all that! Plus a vodka right now, cracker jacks!
But, you know, as I got better with my dance and started to travel to other places, I started to learn a lot about myself and about the community. And I started to see that, you know, I have a mission. This didn't just start just because. I've been called to do this. And so the film is just another extension of that mission. And I thought that one of the first things I wanted to do and put out there was a B-girl sit-down where women sit and talk about what they like, what they don't like, what they see for the future, what their fear has become. Because a lot of us don't want to even approach the subject of fear, and we live in it. So when I did these discussions, I just wanted to see if I was the only person going through these, you know, situations, through these issues. And through the panels, I started to see that I wasn't crazy and I wasn't alone. There is this resistance to women who just stand on their own 2 feet, do their own thing, and create what they want based on the skills that they've gained. So it was like, it was like therapy. It was therapeutic. So that's when we all knew, like, oh my God, we've got work to do, and we live in a very exciting time because we can make these things happen with our resources.
I am so inspired by people like Rockefeller. I had a discussion with her actually many years ago. I don't even know if she remembers, but she was probably kind of along the first time, or one of the first people that inspired me in terms of the dance when I saw her on the floor, and then as a person.
So that's what pushed me to start having conversations. So instead of saying panel discussion, we're just going to have some conversations. And I think one of the first things that we want to discuss is how do you define a B-girl?
What would be a good definition in your mind? What is your truth when you think of the term B-girl?
It's a girl who rocks on the floor. To me, that's who a B-girl is.
At that time, I didn't know the name B-girl. We was just dancers back in the days when we used to go to Magnifiques, Devil's Nest, Heartthrobs, 1018 back in the days, Palladium, Roseland, and I used to hang out with the guys from the block.
To me, like, a B-girl, you know, has dedicated a certain amount of time, a certain amount of heart into the whole culture itself. It's not a fad view that after a couple of years you're like, okay, that was good, I'm gonna leave it now. It's like it's something that you can't leave.
I think it's a process to be a B-girl. I don't think that, I see a lot of now girls especially saying one day they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm learning how to break now. I'm a B-girl, my name's B-girl, this and that. And I'm like, nah, it takes a little longer than you just saying you're a B-girl to be that. You really gotta go through a process, and like, I can remember the moment where I felt it like, oh, now I'm truly involved in this and I'm really a B-girl and this is like my life. I wake up and I think about this, I go to sleep thinking about this, and like, this is seriously important to me because it like changes how you look at everything.
Women who are unafraid to be who they truly are, the courage that it takes to get on the dance floor, on the mic, or to graffiti up a wall.
I think there's definitions in hip hop, and I'm one of them type of people. I'm just a hip hop purist like that. To me, to be a B-girl, you gotta MCs B-girls, I don't call DJs B-girls, only because I feel like there's terminology out there established, and I stick to terminology.
B-girl, break girl. B-boy, breaks on the beat. A person who breaks on the beat. That's all the way back from Kool Herc. When he played the record, he found out that people would come on a certain break. And he's like, yo, a person who breaks to a certain, point, So I reserve it for, like, actual B-girls who, break dance,
Is there such thing as B-girling? Because there is B-girls that say, no, what I'm doing is B-boying.
Again, it's B. I'm gonna keep stressing that because for me it's B-boying, breakdancing, B-boying. I'm a female that B-boys. That's just how I feel. I don't know how anyone else feels, but that's how I feel.
When I first started to dance, people were really surprised to see a girl dance the way I did. And soon after that, there were a lot of other women who stepped up too. So we've all been trying to just break the chains, cause a shift in people's mentality about how women can actually achieve things physically and mentally.
And they're just getting down. I don't see B-girl, I just see a dope dancer. At the end of the day, they're just rocking. They just a dope dancer to me.
I'm Lady Champ. I represent Chicago Champions Crew. I've been breaking off and on since '93. When I saw the Champs, and I was like, yo, like, I want to do that. Because I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take these guys out and these guys out. That's what I was thinking, like, this is a challenge for me, So then I started breaking with them, and then I became crew. I was part of the crew, but I was the girl. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, yeah, like we go to the battles. Oh, we got the girl. It was hard. I put up with these guys' bullshit every day. They were mean to me. They didn't even teach me anything. I'll be like, can you teach me this? It's like this. They'll do it one time, walk away. They treated me like one of the guys, which now I respect them for, because now I can put up with anybody's shit. And then, I was tired of being the girl. So one day I was like, I want to get a name, like my little underground alias name. Then I wanted something girly, something hardcore, but yet something Chicago and champion. I was like, I wanted all of the above. We were talking about, how about this? How about lady this? How about this? How about, and we're like, nah. I said, how about lady champion? Lady champ. Champion? Lady champ. Champion. Lady champion. He was like, yeah, that sounds good. Lady champion. And then that's it. It stuck.
Oh, we got something hot. I don't know. She got to really mop up the spot. Yes, a champ in the house. I'm the grand champion, so she gotta be the champ, no doubt. With the foot floor action, looking for nothing but the crowd reaction. Yes, B-girls, they rock. What? Check it out, the champ. And I believe in the beginning, Medusa got the crowd out. B-girls, hot.
I mean, she danced and jumped here and there, but we never thought she was going to get that good. Up to now, she's good.
Because that's her life. She enjoys it so much. She loves it. She loves to dance.
The name that she have, I like it. Lady Champ. Come, bring your hand into her because it's a beautiful name.
Us B-boys are born from women, so I'd like them to elaborate on that. As the father of two girls, my daughter asked me, well, Daddy, what's the difference between B-boys and B-girls?
B-girl is like a B-boy with a feminine twist. Like, we give it that flavor, that extra,
we just don't get a lot of attention, positive attention in the media. Like if you see B-boys in a music video, you don't often see a B-girl, and if you do, maybe she's not doing the same thing the guys are doing.
when I'm pitching a B-girl, right? Like I say the turtles or something, like I'll be like, put your elbow here, push the breast over.
Skill doesn't know the difference between gender at all. So let's not even take breaking, let's just take martial arts. That kick in the head is gonna feel just as painful. It's not about whether you're male or female, it's the passion and drive that you have behind the technique that you're learning. Same thing, when women rock, they just rock. It's not like, yo, she's pretty good for a girl. It's like, yo, they're nasty.
So I just wanted to introduce everyone. Baby Love, New York original, OG Rocksteady crew back in the 80s, you feel me? Let's show some love. world, and now she's happily married and has a baby. So let's show some love again. Yes, yes, yes. Some of us were in the tummies in the 80s, you feel me? And she was doing her thing, so much love.
Growing up, I grew up with Kenny and my brother, of course, and we lived 2 blocks away from each other. From the families lived 2 blocks away, and it started out really with the Young City Boys, and it was a crew that my brother and Kenny and Doze and several other gentlemen were a part of, and then there was a group of girls, and we became the Young City Girls. Next thing you know, we're in a studio, and literally, as I recall it, other Rocksteady crew members may recall it differently, but as I recall it, I said, "Can you say these words?" And I said, "Hey, you, the Rocksteady crew, show what you do. Make a break, make a move."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm in Germany for 2 months. I'm in London for 3 weeks at a time, and I'm in Holland. I'm in Denmark. I'm in Copenhagen. I'm everywhere.
What are you doing now?
I work for a very large corporation in Georgia, so I no longer live in New York City.
I was contacted by 2 B-girls from Atlanta, Sevilla and Vendetta, and they asked me to come out to an event. So I did, and that was the start of me getting back into the scene and, you know, falling in love again and coming to where I am today. I have started dancing again. It's been a little challenging to feel like I can fit in again since I'm so old school. But, you know, but I'm honored. I'm honored to be around these women that have taken it to a level I never imagined it could be taken to. I'm a learner now. I'm no longer at the head of the game. I'm one of the people who are just learning by all these women that are out there now.
We're not giving each other flowers. We have to try the person. We're dissing them. When they're doing top rock, battle rock, we're punching them, we're shooting them, you know what I mean? I don't see that being done any other way but aggressively and tough.
You can do your own thing and look fly, because I mean, a lot of these girls have done it. You know, my edge, I have a certain edge, but it's still feminine. When I was starting out, a lot of people thought I was a little boy, a little cute boy, because I had a hat, and I wore the hat because I needed to spin on my head.
Is that you feel like in order to compete, you have to be like the hardcore dude, or you have to be rough and tough. MC Lyte went through it. All these women who were in any aspect of hip-hop went through it. And it's really not true to who you are, what you're working with, what you have, what is natural to you.
I was a battle cat. Like, from the beginning, I was a battle cat, and I don't care if it was a girl or a guy or whatever. It was like, no gender, you just bring it, you know, on the floor. So, you know, as time went on, more B-girls came up in the scene, and it was like, oh, Solstice, I want you to battle this girl. Oh, I want you to battle against this B-girl, and it was like, you know, girls versus girls, more so. And I think that's good. I think it motivates the competitional aspect of females in hip-hop and us like bringing it to the next level.
Some girls, I mean, I've gotten into it with, you know, B-girl in particular, who told me, well, you dance like a girl. I'm like, yeah, and that's what I am. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be in a circle, and it's straight competitive. Like, me and her go off with each other, and I'm like, oh, she did that. Oh, I gotta top that. But after the circle, I'm like, that was dope, girl. Yeah, you know, I've been trying to practice this, and we like, that line turns into a positive energy. Whereas I see B-girls standing in a circle, and they're like, yeah, all she does is holler, or oh, she ain't got no style, or she ain't got, and like, you don't feel comfortable enough to even talk to other B-girls now because you think they all hate you.
Nobody has no idea that because there's probably a move that like some guy does or some girl does, doesn't know that really originated from a woman.
I think sometimes the role model for a B-boy is a B-girl.
See how I went over with my switch?
You just walk around your whole childhood and your teenagehood with like this power that you don't even know you have. It only becomes a power when you decide to own it.
Oh no! Can you hear? On the floor we got Sister Sophia about to rock it, break it down. Ain't no break dancing in this town that can hang with something like what she got. Somebody hurry, reach in your pocket, pull out a knot, and throw her something. Cause that girl on the floor, she never be frontin'.
It was something I'd seen, I guess, around the city, and decided it was something I had to do. And I actually trained under Totem 2, founder of Burn Unit Crew, and then I started going to their practices and used to find a corner and do the best I could. And I would sit and watch them practice for hours, and just kind of like I was always there, but I never spoke much. I just kind of hung around and they finally gave in. They were like, all right, we're going to train. I don't have any blood brothers. And they're my brothers, and they come through when I need them. And there's been occasions where, like, some guy I was dating, like, couldn't make it or couldn't be there for me, where they step up.
I think Severe is one of those to watch. She's definitely up and coming, and she likes to organize, which is another rare quality to have in a person who breaks. And, she's got her eyes on the prize.
So sometimes it gets real territorial and heated between girls, where you don't have, like, guys don't always take you seriously coming to the floor as a girl. So, and it just gets territorial with other women, especially when you're used to being the only female with all guys. You don't meet other females of the same skill level very often. So you may approach somebody and underestimate them on the floor. It's such a part of who you are, but it's like when you're not on the floor, sometimes it doesn't always come across, that you're a beat girl. So when you meet a guy, there's maybe a whole other side of you they have no idea about.
It's natural that you're gonna date people in your community, and there's positives and negatives. It works out. There's people sitting on this panel that are married to B-boys and B-girls and vice versa.
I see women who have potential to be with B-girls, and it gets messed up because all the dudes want to get with this one girl, and they don't know how to separate between teaching somebody and getting them from themselves.
You need to watch out for the guys, because they might try to, come in disguise like they're your friend and they want to help you, but they're really trying to get something else. I'm really afraid to go out with a B-boy, because I don't want my business in the streets like that,
I feel a lot of people that, let's say in the gay community in general, have a hard time. And especially if you do something where you might become famous out of it, or, you're like the top dog, girl, whatever. It's definitely something that people gonna look at you as.
The reality is that it just doesn't always work, because at the end of the day, it's like you compete against each other. That was my problem.
They will do this. I'll be like, how do you do it? They'll go down, do some windmills. Did you see what I did? And then they just walk away. And I'm like, I didn't see anything. What are you talking? Can you just like slow motion and do it a few times? No. And I ended up learning it because I saw a boy who just learned it, and I saw how he was kicking and like pushing and whatever, and I ended up getting it because of him. It took me like 6 months to get that.
Your boyfriend should be someone that uplifts you, that encourages you, that helps you, that's like, yeah, go baby, go, work on that move with that guy, because that guy probably does better windows than me or whatever, you know what I mean? But that guy has to have that shame and be okay with that. He's like all set on ego, like, you can only learn everything from me, then I would say get out of that relationship.
I rarely meet people that are like will fit, because I don't have a whole lot of time. I work full time and then I practice in the evening, so it's like I don't have a whole lot of time to spend with somebody else that's not doing what I do.
It's hard to define lines, because you're like, you have a relationship with that person, and then you're training with them, and then like ultimately like you're battling with them or against them or what have you, or you're competing with them for a job, and there's a lot of pressure with that.
If I had a partner, we wouldn't be together very long, because when we were on camera or when we were on set or when we were doing shows, and I would dance, there was sometimes I'd get the attention. That's a separate element that we women also have to deal with. As a female, I would get the attention, and it would pull on the partnership a little bit. So it was a little kind of like threatening.
Being with Quickstep has taught me a lot, and we've been together for about 15 years, and we've had our moments when we've been just like at odds and have been away from each other.
When I found my first love, hip hop, I wish it came in a female form, and I found it. My wife.
He's began the careers of many B-girls, so he knows how to maintain the teacher-friend position.
When you step in the studio, then it's student, teacher. Outside the studio, then it could be what you want to, approach as a romantic relationship.
I've been breaking for about 8 years this month. 8 years. Wow. Doesn't seem like that, but for this, to do all these We Be Girls things and putting together my resumes, and people ask me, how long have you been breaking? And I was like, damn, how long have I been breaking? And it's 8 years. 8 years, oddly. My father was in the military for about 23 years or so. For a long time, a long time. Japan, been there for 4 years. I was living in Florida, Orlando, 4 years. Virginia, about 4 years. Germany, back and forth, like I don't know what, crazy. Being around just different cultures and stuff, I think that gave me a lot of insight. My day job, I work at CNN. What I do there is I am a digital conversion operator. I don't really broadcast that dancing as much. I mean, people at work do know that, and that only comes just because we're talking about something, and like I have to go out of town and be like, oh, what are you going out of town? I was like, I'm dancing. Oh, what kind of dance? I'm from, like, yeah, B-girl, I break dance. Naturally, I'm just an aggressive person, because I played basketball for like 12 years. Vendetta came just talking with my ex. Yeah, this person, they act like they had such a vendetta against me. And I was like, my ears just perked up. I was like, vendetta? That sounds pretty good. Yeah. And I just went to my boys and I was like, yo, what do you think about vendetta? And they're like, so I said, I'll just go with it. I was looking for a style that allows me to move around, not in a sense where it looks like a mistake, but if I made a mistake, I can play it off very well. Something that crawls, something that creeps, something that, like when I get on the dance floor, it's just, whoa, like a monster. I want to look like a monster in a sense, but a little bit more with finesse and, agility. It's supposed to be dramatic. That's why you see me do a lot of those crawls. And I learned one move, and then I learned another one, and I connected it, and it's like, man, if I learn this move, I can connect the other 2 moves I just learned. My crew, we practice 3 times a week, I mean, it's a practice. If you want to come up to me and ask me, like, oh, how'd you get so good? It's because I'm dedicated. I'm just doing my thing. I got to do for me and my squad and my good peoples and the people who want to dance. Burn unit, son. Shouting. My squad. I approach it just how I approach everything else. I'm a Leo, I'm aggressive, so that's how I dance. And I command that respect with anyone, male or female. I command it. So when I get in a circle, that's what you're gonna feel. Without it, I wouldn't be able to have found really the essence of who I am and my personality, and it helped to bring that out. It's beautiful.
I want to hear the feminine, aspect of what your opinion is on battling, because B-girls battle too.
Until
had to try and shut it down, like, don't come down again. Please. And then what really got me mad is that her boy jumped in and threw a dick in my face. And I was like, oh!
Y'all should be writing that down. That's Battle Tactics 101.
Yeah. I was like, why you call me boy? My name is Rockefeller, okay? So then I jumped out, you know, outdid his stuff, and I quick stepped out my back. He jumped into the camera.
I just feel like we need to be more open with each other and know, like, yeah, we can be competitive and you're gonna get served and you're gonna, you know, take a loss and be able to be like, you know, I lost to this girl, she's nasty. Let me get inspired by that and like really go train now instead of being like, you know, I didn't do she was black, she didn't have no style, you know, like just take it in and go home and train. That's it. Shake your hand at the end of the day because if we keep hating on each other, this dance is gonna stay right here. It's not gonna go nowhere.
Aiko Shirakawa, I met her eons ago. Oh my God, maybe like 15 years ago. But she's an OG, so she knows the stories, she knows the history of the Bay Area, and so, you know, connecting with her helped me to continue pushing with what I wanted to do because she's a little bit older than me, but she has a really good grasp on what the history and what hip-hop is in its entirety. So connecting with her helped me to keep pushing.
And some of y'all out there might not know, but this girl is more talented than you think she is. Talk the popping, the locking, and the singing. She's amazing. That's all I gotta say.
Aiko, she's always been a dancer. I would always see her, and nobody really had the energy that Aiko had. It was like when I go dance with somebody, they would see how I dance and kind of watch me. Aiko would be like, come on, try to go with me. So I was like, let's go. From now on, every time I see you, we gotta dance together.
Performing with Jam Patrol at the 14th Best of the Best was exciting. My original group, Quick Style, performed for Best of the Best 6. So I got to dance with two of the original members, Eric Cortez and Fred Lau, which is one of my teachers from LA, one of the original Gold Tea Lockers from LA, who taught me how to lock and a little bit of boogaloo.
She was wonderful, natural.
When I started dancing, my mom felt like it was a pastime thing to do, a hobby. She felt like I was just trying to get away from her. I was trying to get away from my homework. I was trying to get away from whatever. But in all actuality, it was a thing that helped me get away from a lot of things, but bad things. You know, it helped me do a positive instead of a negative.
I saw her struggling, but, you know, she had to prove each time she did sing or dance that she could do it, and she could.
Finally, she says, okay, I see. You know, I'm glad you were in that dance group. You know, I was proud of you when you performed.
She wanted to do this, she loved to do it, and she kept plugging away. She's got all kinds of determination.
Because of Rockefeller and Full Circle doing this, Ford Foundation grant writing to get this money to do this tour for the Weeby Girls book, I was able to meet so many amazing women who have made me, like Beta and like Rock and like Lady Champ. You guys make me want to dance. You guys make me want to feel myself more. Not saying that I don't feel myself all the time, but I'm so busy being mommy, and I'm so busy being, you know, the parent who takes care of the child, and then, you know, working with the kids here, just trying to be an overall positive person. It's just hard to fit dance into that as much as I would like.
You ladies wear so many hats, you know, you're mothers, you have a job, you know, and you're your B-girls, you know. How do you juggle? Is it a juggling act?
For me, it's not too hard to juggle, but it is a challenge. I can't say, you know, there's no problems because I'm coming all the way out here and I'm from California, so someone has to watch my daughter, right?
I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. He's 8 years old, she's 12.
This is so cute. He looks like a B-boy. And it's a nice color.
Look at it.
And he's like, bring him out, bring him out.
He threw a ball at me, and then he kicked me in the face.
What?
And then I kicked him like 8 times.
Sorry, she's a teenager. It was hard taking a break during the pregnancy because I had to sit there and watch the crew break and talk about that I couldn't be at, and it hurts so bad. And even after I had my kids, I had to, you have to heal, you have to work out. It's hard. That's why I took so much time off. But man, my kids are beautiful.
I pretty much have a good support in the breaking community. I have a big support on that to continue and not to stop because I have a child. I always try to include Isaiah in everything.
My daughter, Asia, is 7 years old. I mean, she had her first battle when she was 2 on the concrete outside of a jam.
My son is young, and he's been b-boying since he was 2 years old.
We take him to practice. He'll mimic. He'll get on his head. He'll try to throw himself around. But yeah, he's picking up quickly.
I took off a whole year, and during that year, I seen my crew and a whole bunch of people coming up get better, and that just made me so hungry that once I had my daughter was 1, and it was a little struggle, just getting back. You don't even, they say you don't forget how to ride a bike, but a 6-step is real slow and heavy after not doing it for like more than a year.
They know that in my heart that I want to do this and that I want to take it to the next level every time, but they just know that, with Isaiah, it's pretty hard to do those things.
I practice when they're in school so that when they come home, I have all the time to be with them.
Sometimes, you make sacrifices. You make time for what you want to focus on.
Regarding Emiko, my daughter who's 7 years old, she loves to dance and sing. She's a performer. If she wanted to go in any of those directions, that would be fine with me, but I'm gonna make it very clear to her the obstacles that come in her way and how hard it is. That's my baby.
B-boys and B-girls seem like they're extra special people, Honestly, these people raised my child. I've got a 5-year-old daughter. I've got friends here with daughters, like Aiko, her daughter Emiko. This scene has raised our kids as single moms.
Baby Love called me and said, "Did you hear what happened?" And I was like, "No, what happened?" They were like, she thinks she ate something that infected her spinal cord. And I was just like, "Are you serious?" And what happened? And she was like, "She's in the hospital." And I was like, "Is she okay?" And they said, "No, she can't walk." The whole shock of seeing her in the wheelchair, took me back.
A virus attacked my spinal cord.
Oh my God.
And it put my legs into shock, so I couldn't move for the first 2 weeks.
Let's go there.
And then for the next, already like 7 weeks, I started getting movements every day, slowly and surely. Now I can stand up and walk a little bit and go downstairs, but I can't do too much.
She doesn't want people to feel bad. She wants people to see that she's gonna be okay, that it's all right, her attitude's in a good place, we should all be in that place. So it was good, but it was shocking.
I didn't really feel anything at the time. I know for a fact I did not feel hopeless. There was not a thought in my mind that ever said, you're not gonna walk. If anything, I told the doctors, just give me 2 weeks, I'll be walking by then. I was actually ahead of myself there. I didn't feel any emotion until 2 weeks after when I went to the rehab center. It was Mother's Day, and I cried from the morning to the night. People express themselves, you have to be emotional, you have to cry sometimes. And I know that it was just a one-day thing. I know it was just everything hit me all at once and it was just me crying.
It was rough. It was rough to dance and not have her on the stage with us, but she was on the stage. She wasn't dancing with us. And the year before that, she was on the stage dancing with us, on every stage dancing with us. Whatever stage we was at, she was there dancing. So that was the hardest part, and just because I love her so much. So just as a dancer, though, that's rough. That's rough to see your girls dancing, like your sisters, your family dancing, and you want to go so bad, but you can't get up.
I didn't get to perform, but just to be part of it, it was a beautiful thing. I was happy that we all had matching shirts and all, the works. Next time we perform together that I actually get to break, I think I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna act a fool. I'm just gonna be all over the floor and continue to go out, and it's just gonna be crazy.
She's a fighter, you know?
A fighter?
A fighter, you know, she fighted for everything. She's there, you know what I mean? And she wanted, you know, she wanted to just progress, no matter what, she's there.
So next year, you know, when I come back, I'll be breaking it down.
Inspired. You know, I feel inspired. I can look at her and say, there's hope, there's faith, and there's just life, you know, and we have one life and one shot. And because of her, I can look at things that way now and never take anything for granted.
All I wanted to say to that is I just kind of wanted to say a quick thank you, like in a moment, because ever since last year, the women of this city have seriously, like, one, come together. Two, when we walk into a place, it's like, the women are here. It's dope, and it's so much fun, and we literally said to each other, we looked at each other after last year, was like, dude, because we used to kind of be like, you know, we used to do the thing like, okay, I'll go when you go, and okay, let's do it. You know, seriously, like we like made a pact, you know, after this year, whenever we go out, you will go out, we will go out as a whole, and man, we go out and we kill it, and we have fun, and like, we stretch each other, but it's been like the, you know, Phoenix rising. It's been beautiful, so thank you. And I mean, keep it going, and I'm very excited, proud to be here with all of you.
Being a B-girl is difficult in and of itself, just because of the dance and how long it takes you to get good. But interacting with everybody else is also a challenge, male or female, because you're constantly, you know, trying to defend and protect what you've created.
So I don't deal with a lot of the things that B-girls deal with nowadays. I see it. I mean, I have homegirls that are B-girls, and I see them deal with it. And I just feel that maybe, you know, I tell them maybe you're with the wrong people, because I've always been supported. There are guys out there that will feel you and get you back. You know, it's hard to find, very hard, but it's out there, you know. So I've been luckily blessed with that.
Competition is tradition. You're here to be criticized every time you go out. Even if you know it's gonna happen. This is just what it is. So we have to kind of just be real and know that guys conduct themselves that way with each other, and they're gonna conduct that same way with us. If we really are interested in equality, that's what it is. So it's never gonna be a utopia. It's not gonna be all like on Sesame Street vibe. It can't be. This is competition.
I wouldn't say things in hip-hop are gonna change. I think it can. It starts with you. So you have to do your work to make it all change, to make it all link up and touch as many people as possible.
I've never been really an activist for anything. And I'm not sure if I consider myself an activist now, but I do consider myself as a person who wants to be responsible for my scene. And if I'm gonna complain about something, you'll know that I at least have tried to do it or try to fix it.
This dance is about the music. I love hearing a good track, a good beat. I love dancing to it.
The girls might have to step up and save the guys from destroying something that they all love, just because they just, you know, are too blind by their own self, you know, to see it.
I feel that, you know, looking at the B-girling world, that there's power now.
Big hugs to any girls who want to go out there and do it and pop, because that's the way it should be. We should all be very much like this. I mean, battling is battling for your, you know, to get your props, but I think we should all work together.
In the end, we're one. We're one community.
one culture, and we need to just hug it and hug it tight.
After all was said and done, I realized that it wasn't about getting all the answers to the questions, but we did come together to listen to each other as we expressed our feelings. Call and respond, just like we do in the cipher.
You was next on a death's door. Rest in peace, my lovely, my niece. Grandma sends kisses and misses you. Your sister weeps every now and then, but she's pulling through. Whatever she achieves in life, she'll attribute to you, her big sis and little mummy. We miss you dearly, and life feels a little crummy since you've been gone. But I hear it's God's will, so I write these songs. And your memory insists that I right these wrongs. And your memory reminds me that life goes on. Through the hang-ups and depressions, I'ma keep